Forum on Corporate Social Responsibility will celebrate its 10th year with its biggest conference yet as it returns to its home base in Manila. This year's theme is Strategic CSR, Creating Shared Values. Now, here to tell us more about this is Professor Felipe Alfonso. He is the Executive Advisor of the Asian Forum on Corporate Social Responsibility. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
And welcome back. It's been a while since we last talked.
About 2 years.
About 2 years when when the country hosted the last time the country hosted this, and right now this is the 10th year, and this is going to be the biggest conference. Tell us more about the event.
Well, it's going to be held on Tuesday next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. You've already talked about a little bit about the theme for the conference.
Right.
During the first 9 years, basically what we were doing was selling the idea of CSR, as we call it, that it is important, that it is something that companies must undertake. I think we've kind of succeeded in that, in the sense that the numbers who have been attending the forum have grown through the years, you know. And last year, when we held the conference in Kuala Lumpur, based on the feedback that we got, the participants were saying, okay, we're convinced about CSR, that it is something that's good for companies and society itself. But how do we go about doing this?
So they saw the value already.
Yes.
It's not difficult for you anymore to encourage these companies to take up CSR.
Yeah, in fact, it is becoming a byword among businesses in terms of what they need to do. What is important now is to help them implement these ideas, you know, and that's the focus of the conference. That's why the conference focuses on the different stages at which you will be implementing CSR in your organization.
How do you go about that? Coming up with a CSR for a company. It would, of course, differ from company to company, right?
Yes.
We were talking about samples before, how this company would employ people or farmers right beside their offices, and they would mutually benefit. But the products that these people are producing benefit the company, and they would pay those farmers for their work. But for different companies, how would you have a standard?
Basically, there is really no one size fits all, you know, because one way to do it is, that's why the first stage is what we call the stage of assessment and formulation of the different activities that the company needs to undertake.
Okay.
And that is done basically on the basis of identifying what the resources of the company are, what are its strengths, you know, and what is it able to do, and so forth and so on, and likewise analyzing the environment in which it is operating, and asking, what are the social issues? What are the major social issues and difficulties that need to be addressed in order to improve the livelihood and lives of the people and of the environment that in which they are operating?
Give us an example so we would be able to understand.
For
a
example,
specific company.
Your own organization here, you know, one of the things that it has is you have the knowledge channel. Okay. Your expertise is really creating programs and disseminating it, and so forth and so on. You know, one of the basic needs of this country is really improving the level and quality of education in the Philippines, you know. So what ABS-CBN has done really is to bring together that. So your expertise in creating programs is brought to bear on this need for improving the quality of education, and that's how Knowledge Channel got started, and it is now helping so many grade schools and elementary schools. It's all over the country, and developing the quality that is needed in order for these children to operate effectively once they grow up, you know. That's one example. Another example, for example, is there are companies that need raw materials,
Right.
products
Yes, yes.
like rice and so forth. If you are a chain of
food company.
food company, you will need these things. So instead of just going to the market, what some companies have done is to develop a group of farmers, train them, make them plant the kind of seeds
Right,
that
there
they
you go.
need and so forth and so on, and enter into a marketing agreement with them. And in that respect, you improve the quality of the products of these farmers, but you also improve their capacity to earn. So that's what we call shared value. It's
Okay.
good for the company, and likewise, it is good for the environment as well as the other people that they are dealing with.
How long could it take for a company to identify its strengths and come up with a CSR program for their own corporation?
Well, it's a process. We've helped some corporations do that. It's really a series of workshops. It shouldn't take that long to do it. What is going to be difficult is the implementation stage. You know, there are certain things that you can do by yourself, and there are certain things that you need to work with others. For example, education is a major area in this country. What businesses have done is that they have realized many of them have education programs, and they're asking themselves, what has been the result of all of this expenditure that they've had on education? It seems that they're having difficulty creating value out of this interventions.
And what this forum will do is you get inputs from different companies who already have those programs up and running.
Yeah, but
and you'll be able to get some sort of idea on how to incorporate.
Yes, and you can get an ideas. But one of the things that has happened, for example, is that companies in the Philippines have banded together and say, okay, let's share resources and put to bear these resources in improving the quality of the education in our country.
That is so encouraging. Professor Alfonso, again, when is the event going to be? How are the people going to be participating? How
the
will they
event
join?
is going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. This is October 18 and 19. It's going to be held at the EDSA Shangri-La, you know. And those people wanting to register, you can register online, you know, at AFCSR, at our website, you know.
Okay. Professor Felipe Alfonso, the Vice Chair of AIM SRF Board of Trustees and Executive Advisor of AFCSR. Thank you very much again, sir, for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for having us here. Okay.
More news.